Welcome back to part 2 of our constant difference patterns video. Remember that we still need to find the value in which these numbers are increasing. And to do that, we need to subtract this 14 from 10. And then we get 4. And if we still subtract 18 from 14, we'll still get 4. And if we continue to subtract 22 from 18, we'll still get 4. So this is the value in which these numbers are increasing. And it's the same. That's why it's called constant difference pattern. And to answer the first question, which says determine the rule in words, what we have to do is to say add 4. And to answer the second question, as we did in the previous video, we need to first find the value in which needs to be here, the value that needs to be behind this 10. And in this case, we will have 6. And if you take this 6 here and add 4, you should be able to get this 10. And our constant difference number still remains the same. So remember that we take our constant difference number, the value in which these numbers are increasing, which is 4, and then put an n, and then in this case we will add the 6, which we got here. And on the left hand side we can just write Tn. And we will be able to use this formula in the next examples as we proceed. So the second example is we need to find the value in which these numbers are increasing or decreasing. And in this case, these numbers are decreasing because you can check here from 20 we went to 18, and from 18 we went to 16, and from 16 we went to 14. So we need to find the number in which these values are decreasing. And if you take 18 and subtract 20, you get -2. And if you take 16 and subtract 18, you still get -2. And if you take 14 and subtract 16, you still get -2. So this value here, which is -2, is our constant difference, and it should be the same throughout. And as you can see here, it's the same. And to answer the first question, which says determine the rule in words, we just say add -2. And to answer the second question, which says determine the rule using algebra, we still do the same as we did in example 2. So we take this value here, which is -2. So remember to also bring the negative sign, and then you add the n, and then you also need to find the value that came before this 20. In this case we have 22. And if you take this 20 here and minus and subtract 22, you will get -2, meaning that this value here is correct and is positive. So we'll come and say positive 22. And remember to write the Tn. So let's go to example 4. So example 4, we have 20, 23, 26, and 29. Remember that we need to find the value in which these numbers are increasing. And because it's constant difference, it means it needs to be the same. So if we take 23 and subtract 20, we get 3. And if we take 26 and subtract 23, we get 3. And if we take 29 and subtract 26, we still get 3. So the first question is determine the next two terms, meaning that we need to find the value that's here and the value that's here. And to do that, we can just add 3 to this 29, and then we'll be able to get our next term, which is 32. And you still do the same. So you take this 32 here and add the 3, and you get 35, meaning that the next two terms will be 32 and 35. The next question is determine the rule using words. We have already found the number in which these values are increasing, so the answer will just be add 3. And then the next question is determine the rule using algebra. So with algebra, remember that we need to get the value that comes before this 20 here, and in this case it will be 17. And to prove that it's 17, you need to add this 3 to this value, and then it should give you 20. So if you add this value that we got here with this 3, you should be able to get 20. And in this case, 17 plus 3 is 20. So to answer this question, remember that we come and take the constant difference amount, which is 3, and then add n, and then in this case we'll add plus 17, and then we'll still have our t n. And then the next question says that determine term 42. Determine term 42. And in this case here, I think we'll need space to do that. So well, let's just clear this side first so that we can be able to work it out. So what you need to understand is that we have term and then we have value. So these numbers that we are given here, they are called values. So the 20, the 23, the 26, and the 29, these numbers are called values. And each value is associated with a specific term. So the value of 20 is called term 1. The value of 23 is term 2. The value of 26 is term 3. And then the value of 29 is term 4. So in this case, we need to determine term 42. And then we need to find its value. And from our formula here, you need to remember that if you are looking for, from our algebraic formula here, 3n plus 17, if you are looking for the value, you need to come and subtract. You need to insert it here if you are looking for value. And if you are looking for a term, you need to come and replace the term here. I hope that makes sense. So in this case, we need to determine term 42. Now we use our algebra formula that we got. And then to determine term 42, we need to come and say Tn equals to 3. And then we need to replace this n with the term that we are given or that we are looking for, which is 42, and then add 17. And then remember 3 and 42 here, we need to multiply them. We don't need to add them, we need to multiply them. So it will be 3 multiplied by 42. And then we add the 17 that we had. And to do that, we will get 143. So this is term 42. So the value of term 42 is 143. And our answer here will be 143. I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, you can always drop a comment below, and then I'll be able to assist you further. And then the next question, or the final question, says which value has a value of 245? And to answer this, we still take our algebraic formula as it is. We still take it as it is. Remember, now we are looking for the value, not the term. So we need to come and say, if we are looking for the value, we need to substitute this Tn with the value that we are given, which is 245. And then we write this as it is, plus 17. And then to solve this, we need to take this, we need to group the numbers first. Remember, here we have 245, and then here we have positive 17. So we need to group them first so that we can be able to solve our question. So we need to take this 17 to the other side. And remember that if we are taking it to the other side, once it crosses this equal sign, it needs to change its sign. So it will say 245 minus, it was positive, now it will be minus 17. And then we'll still have our 3n. So we'll come and say 245 minus 17, which will give us 228. 3n. So now we have this n here, and we don't have it here on this other side. So to cancel out this 3, we need to divide by 3 so that we can remain with our n. So this 3 here will cancel, because yes, this 3 here will cancel, and then on this, and then we'll remain with n. And then here we need to divide this 228 by 3. And our answer will be 76. So our answer here will be 76. So I think the question says which term has a value of 245. So term 76 has a value of 245 because we calculated it here and get 76. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.